everyone, Kareem Rae here. Today we have Kotaro Umeda, who is a professional soccer player at Tormenta FC, competing in the USL One League. Kotaro, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, Kareem.
Absolutely, and congratulations! You guys just won the 2022 league as well. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's an amazing accomplishment, but I'm more happy to do it with my teammates. You know, they were such great guys, and I loved each and every one of them. So it was such a unified team, and I was so happy to be able to do it with them.
Nice. I want to just tap into your past before we tap into the present. Was going pro always the goal and dream, or how did that all come about?
Yeah, for sure. My father was a trainer for a team in Japan, and so I always grew up in like a professional soccer environment, and I've played soccer ever since I was a young kid. So I've always dreamed of this. I've always dreamed of playing at the professional level, and it's something you kind of work hard towards to manifest it. You know.
Nice. And so did you grow up in the US or did you grow up back home in Japan?
Yeah, I was born in Tokyo, but my family moved to New Mexico when I was 4 months old. And then when I was three, we moved back to Tokyo. And when I was six, we eventually moved to Cleveland, where I spent a lot of my time growing up. So we were always moving around back and forth. And then it was kind of hectic, but at the same time, it was a blessing in disguise, you know.
Nice. How different is, back home Tokyo from being in the US?
Yeah, it's a completely different world. It's a completely different world in every aspect, you know, food, culture, language. It was very hard for me to adjust at first, going both ways. Me moving to America and me moving back to Japan. It's very hard to adjust. Um, it's a completely different world, you know.
Understood. Where, take me inside your mind in regards to the decision making of, why the United States? Why not Canada? Why not anywhere else? Why the US?
I didn't really have a say in where we moved. It just depended on my father's job. And we kind of just moved with him, obviously, and tagged along.
Got it. So what about, did you end up going to school or did you go
Yeah,
straight
yeah. I
pro?
went to different, like four different elementary schools and kindergarten or preschools. But I went to middle school and high school in Cleveland.
Got it. Did you end up going to college and university after?
Yeah, I went to the University of Louisville, and I transferred to the University of Akron for 1 season.
Nice. And what did you study at the school?
I changed my majors a couple times. I was an exercise science major, and then I eventually switched to public relations.
Got it. So what year did you sign your first professional contract?
I was a redshirt sophomore. I left early to go on trial with a second division team in Brazil. And at first, I was on trial with their U20s, and I was able to get a contract with the U20s. And then I was eventually called up to the first team, and was able to kind of make my way up to the first team there.
Got it. How did it feel to sign that first contract?
It felt amazing. It really was like a dream come true moment in that particular moment. It was very exciting, and I remember calling my parents on FaceTime, and they were so excited for me as well. So it was a moment I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. What did it do to your confidence, to your mental? Because, before you were like, I gotta achieve this dream, right? And then not a lot of people achieve this dream. So how did you feel after?
To be completely honest, it didn't affect me too much. I kind of just saw it as one milestone, and I saw as okay, next I want to accomplish something else, or I want to go after another milestone. You know, it was just certainly a cool moment because it's something I've been working on since I was 3 years old. You know, so it was finally nice to be able to see the results, especially because there were definitely some tough times I had to get through to get there. So it makes you realize how much value there is in it.
Yeah. Can you share, one of the toughest moments with our viewers?
Um, in regards to soccer or just overall?
Yeah. Yeah. Soccer in regards to
In
achieving
soccer,
that goal.
I think college, the NCAA was very difficult. I wasn't able to play at the level that I wanted to, or the level that I thought I could play at. I struggled a little bit finding confidence. I struggled finding a team that kind of fit my style. I'm more of a technical player, and I didn't fit in certain environments where American soccer was played. So I think just finding the balance in that was the hardest part.
Got it. In regards to going pro, did you have an agent help facilitate your movements, or was it all done through yourself, or did you also have assistants?
Um, the first time I went over to Brazil, it was just through my father. He was, like I said, he was a trainer in Japan, and he knew a lot. He was very close to a lot of the players on the first team, and one of his former players happened to become a head coach at the Brazilian club that I went to. So he kindly invited me over for a trial period, and so that's how I got there. But once I made it to the league, I was able to kind of earn myself an agent and a good agency and stuff like that. So it all comes in hand to hand.
Yeah, for sure. Did your dad play pro as well, or did he just play and coach?
No, he was a trainer. He played up until college, and he couldn't make the barrier into a first team. So, and then he eventually became a trainer.
Got it. Not a lot of people have um, their parents involved in the beautiful game. Would you say that helped boost, um, guide you into the right direction in order to achieve your dreams? And if so, yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, absolutely. My father is very strict. He's very strict in everything that I do. He expects a lot out of me, but to be honest, it's not just the soccer aspect. Just seeing him, he's by far the hardest working person I know. And so seeing his work ethic and seeing how much he dedicates to his life to my brother and I, it just kind of gives me that forever burning fuel that I need to get over any obstacle or trial or tribulation that may come my way. And so I'm very thankful for that, and I'll never be able to pay him back for everything that my mom and my dad have done for me.
For sure. What advice would you give to the next generation of soccer players growing up right now that look up to you guys?
I think the biggest advice is to fall in love with the game first, to know your reason why, because once you fall in love with the game, you kind of realize why you're playing, who you're playing it for. Because as older you get, there's obstacles that come your way, um, a lot of injuries that come your way, and a lot of things that try to stop you on your journey. But once you know the reason why you're playing, it's easy to get over them. It's possible. The obstacles don't look permanent. They look temporarily, which is something that's so important if you want to make it to that next level, whether it's college or the professional level.
For sure. Do you have any tips in regards to how to get over these hurdles? You get injured, you're on a downtime. How do you overcome that and strengthen your injury? How have
For
you
sure.
done it?
I think for me, it just I rely a lot on my family. I'm so thankful I have my family around me all the time. Um, I think everyone has people that they can go to, and in times of difficulty, I think that's what's most important, whether it's your friends or your family. Um, the there's a quote that says, "I come as one, but I stand as 10,000," meaning whatever obstacle you face, it's not just you versus the obstacle. It's you have the help of 10,000 people behind you to get over it. So I think that's my biggest advice, to always don't ever try to do it alone. Try to do it with everyone around you that loves you and supports you.
Yeah, that's great advice. You guys just came off a winning season. Winning's always hard, but you guys did it. You guys are winners of the USL one. Um, How was the season? You know, like just share a little bit about how the season went, and how you guys won.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very crazy. I wasn't signed from the beginning of the season. I was signed kind of after a couple games into the season, but I came in to the team and everyone was so loving and accepting of me, and it was such a good environment. However, the results on the field weren't as good as what we expected. You know, a couple back-to-back losses or a couple draws, and we were frustrated because we knew the potential that we had in the locker room, on the roster. We had such talented players, and I think we started clicking as the season went on, and it was just um, a truly a blessing to see how close we got with one another. You know, this was my fourth year in the league, and this was by far the closest team that I've ever been a part of. So it was just cool to see everyone sacrifice themselves for each other, and kind of the result just came along the way once we clicked, and the guys were our the talent was never a problem, and so once we clicked, we and everything seemed possible towards the end, you know.
Nice. You're also an Arthur, which is pretty cool. I'm an Arthur as well, so it's nice to connect with another Arthur. Um, what's the book called? Where can the viewers find it? And also, please plug in yourself, where where the viewers could find you on social media.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. That's cool. You don't meet too many authors related to soccer, but that's very cool. Yeah, my first book is called I'm With You. It's just a self-help book I wrote on a couple of the obstacles that I've had the opportunity of going through in my life. My second book is called Dare to Dream, and it's a children's book that I drew and wrote with my brother. And my last book is called Forever and Always. It's a book on 8 of the most important advices that I got growing up, and how I used those to benefit myself, and kind of see where life took me. But they're all available on Amazon. And the first book, all proceeds went to United Way of Greater Cleveland to kind of help people in my community. And in the children's book, we donated it all to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. That's because my brother's working there. But yeah, it's just been such a cool process, kind of seeing how far we've come along, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's about it.
nice. And where can viewers find you on social media?
I only have Instagram. I don't have Twitter. But it's Kotaro 13 Umeda, Kotaro 13 Umeda.
Awesome. All right, guys, go check that out. I know we're cutting this one short just on time here, but Kotaro, it was a pleasure to have you on. And I just want to thank you for taking the time for joining us on the One Soccer Nation podcast.
Thank you guys so much.